Previously, in shadowed Cunning, Bear Orc descends, Dale's final stand shattered in open field. Arrows fly true, the queen falls pierced, berserkers surge, shields splinter, lines break. Legolas looses, death from afar. Infantry overwhelms, no cavalry needed. Renown swells, influence flows, the men of Dale join Rohan in ruin. Factions fade, kingdoms crumble to dust. Treacherous gates breached under catapult fire. Walls crumble beneath Gundabad's wrath. Spear thrusts claim lords, blades crush armored ranks. Dwarven holds yield one by one. Erebor reels, Hammerstead besieged. Trebuchets thunder, allies swarm the fray. Castles gifted to ruin, prisoners severed. Easterlings scattered, vassals executed. The northern realms bow before the horde. Azog's champions carve paths of red. Dwarven strength wanes, thrones topple swift. Shadows engulf the age of men. Gundabad rises unchallenged. The pack claims all beneath darkened skies. Hello and welcome back to Tales from the Age of Men, and we're going to do one more. Yeah, we're going to do one more episode. We're going to see what happens here, because I wouldn't mind actually seeing Erebor be completely eliminated as we... Well, we only have one fief left. Yeah, we only have one fief left. This is actually, indeed, an enemy army from Erebor themselves, and I'm actually kind of surprised that... Okay. I think we probably can't do that. Alright, so I'm actually assuming that there is a small problem with the dwarves themselves. That's also the reason why I'm thinking that I probably won't be able to create a series on the dwarf faction at the moment. Because there does seem to be a bit of an issue with that. I don't know whether it's because of my installation, by the way, and maybe there's some weird thing that is kind of causing an incompatibility or something like that, or whether it is actually just an issue with the, mod itself, which obviously could very well be the case. Obviously, it's a work in progress, as I've said before. Anyway, we're going to actually just send these guys in, I guess. We're just going to send my guys in, and we're just going to... Wow, we actually destroyed them. Okay. Okay. I certainly wasn't expecting that. I was thinking to myself that we were going to have a very, very difficult time actually dealing with them, but no, apparently that was a lot easier than anticipated. I thought to myself we were going to lose at least, I don't even know, maybe half of our people or something like that, but no, we literally lost, what, 2 people or something, which is actually kind of insane. But yeah, we're just going to execute them, obviously. The better, the more that we can execute, the better. We're obviously going to make sure that they are having a very hard time coming back. If there are any enemies still around, then we obviously want to make sure that they are as weakened as possible. And this is actually what I was going to do. I was actually going to go in here. Let me actually just see if we could call for an army. Are there any people? There actually could. Yeah, okay, fine. Let's get some people. Let's get some of these guys to come and join us. I do have quite a bit of influence to spend, so I might as well do it, right? Might as well do it. And then we'll head on into the garrison here. Bear in mind, they do have quite a few archers and various other things in the garrison here. I obviously also, just bear in mind, do not know whether we will be able to do this, purely because it might crash. There is something in the dwarven I guess outfits or something like that. Maybe their gear and stuff like that maybe causes some kind of weird issue. I actually don't know, because there are some, right? There are some sieges that are completely fine, and we've not had any issues with them whatsoever. And then other sieges are obviously having a problem. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it could be, because someone actually mentioned that it might be the bigger battles setting, but I don't actually have that on. I don't have that turned on or anything like that, so I'm not sure what it would be otherwise. Anyway, we have 10 days worth of food here. I don't really want to starve them out if I can help it. I would like to just destroy the catapults. As we've seen, it is extremely imperative that we actually take care of the catapults, otherwise we're going to be losing such a significant amount of people that it will be, well, in my opinion at least, I think it's pretty much pointless to go in if you're going to... Oh, okay, yeah, no, that guy's taking over. As you can see, he's actually taken over the entire... yeah, he's taken over the entire siege. He's taken over the siege, so it's up to him now to decide on when he wants to charge in and what he wants to do and stuff like that, but I'm assuming that he's going to commit to us destroying the walls, which I have to admit, I love. I love that. Any single time the AI actually does something smart, which... sometimes it obviously isn't the smartest thing to do to destroy the walls, but I do actually very much appreciate that they are... Oh, never mind. Okay, they're not going to do that, but that's okay, because we've actually destroyed all of the catapults, which is actually exactly what I wanted to do, so I guess we can be kind of thankful for that, can't we? We can be thankful that he's just going to be like, yes, I'm going to do this instead. And, yeah, I like it. I like it, not too bad. So what we're going to do is we'll hopefully not crash here, and then we will just eliminate this, and that will be the end of Erebor, basically. They won't have any opportunity to come back from this, which I would very much appreciate. So, yeah, they don't have any catapults, right? No. Okay, so I don't have to worry about that too much. What we're going to do, actually, is we're just going to get off here, and I'm just going to zoom ahead a little bit here. Because, of course, we're going to have to wait for the battering ram and the siege tower and stuff like that to get to the walls. And I have to be a little bit careful about the opponent because they are, in fact, going to be quite dangerous. Oh, they have some Mirkwood. They have some Mirkwood troops. That might be a little bit problematic, possibly. That was a nice jumping thrust, actually, that I did there. But unfortunately, they had their shields up, so it didn't really bear any fruit. Which is somewhat unfortunate, but, you know, that's how it goes. Maybe we could do some damage here. Nice. Okay. And another one here. No, he's blocking. Of course he is. Nice. Alright, I'm going to jump off here. Even though it's going to do pretty big damage to me, I don't really mind because we do have that wonderful 275th point in athletics, and that is fundamentally just making us so much tankier than we were before. And look at that, we even leveled up, so that's pretty crazy as well. Maybe we could do something here. Yeah, this guy is just being a bit annoying. If we can eliminate him, I'll be pretty happy. There we go. Yeah, no, we're fine. And, oh, they're actually receiving more reinforcement. There's so many shield guards, actually, they have. Kind of surprising that they have so many of these, but there you go. My forces are just purely capable of murdering every single one of them because they have these massive two-handed maces. And the two-handed maces themselves are just so crazy at destroying, well, shields, destroying armor and stuff like that. Very, very effective at what they're supposed to be doing. And I'm actually wondering if we can just get some people over here. That would be nice at the very least. There we go. Nice. And I think we're actually good. Yeah, I mean, look at the amount of green that we're seeing right now. Yeah, we really don't have to worry about this whatsoever because we are, in fact, running a massive attack against the opponent here. I can get a couple more kills here. Obviously, I highly doubt I'm going to get to 275 in polearms, but generally it doesn't really matter because that is going to get me a little bit more speed. And that's it. It's not going to get us damage or anything like that. I mean, yeah, it will get us damage, of course, but the amount of damage that we can currently deal with this spear is so immense that we don't really need anything extra, do we? No. So there we go. Fantastic. We managed to do that. We got some nice relation with this guy. And yeah, we got some pretty decent loot as well. And there it is. That is indeed the elimination for Erebor, which is really quite nice. I mean, we've not really seen that often. And who is that? That's just some guy. Alright, I guess I will... I actually wanted to attack him, but obviously that's not going to happen with such a large army. it might be an idea just to disband our army right now. Maybe that is something we want to do. But yeah, as you can see, look at the amount of loot that we're getting here. It's absolutely immense. It's so crazy good. I absolutely love the loot in this mod. And yeah, there you go. That is it. That is a full conquering of the north here, with the exception of obviously Imladris and Lothlorien. However, we could potentially go there. I don't know. I'm actually not gonna disband the army yet. I'm not gonna disband the army yet because I could potentially utilize them a bit more. Shall we try it? We could try it. It's gonna be quite far for us to travel to be able to get there, which is a little bit problematic. Gonna spend a little bit of influence here just to get some more relation with Asgard, as that is going to be, I think, pretty good. You know, that's not a bad use of it. Not a bad use of it. Okay, so it is going to take us a pretty significant amount of time to get here, unfortunately. I was kind of hoping that Dol Guldur and, the Dunlendings and things like that would actually start doing something else. They do seem to be taking this, as you can see right here. Yeah, they do seem to be going over there. And that's a good idea. You know, that's a good idea. I think they'll probably have that in the bag. Now the question is, are we going to have Lothlorien in the bag? I mean, there's only 1,000 there. And the funny thing about having 1,000 troops in there is that they are, well, they're struggling, as you could quite clearly tell. They're struggling from food. Their food supplies are going to be the thing that will be the weakest thing they're going to have to deal with. And so if we go in there, well, yeah, it's going to be pretty easy. It's going to be pretty easy for us to, well, remove their entire garrison, basically. That's obviously if they don't decide to just charge at us, which they could very well do. Alright, so we do have an army over here. As you can see, I'm literally going to go straight into this, primarily because I actually need the influence. I'm going to go for the auto-resolve here as well. Nice amount of tactic skill, actually, from this. Very nice to see that for once. And yeah, okay, so they are obviously going to be eliminated. Wow, this is an incredible shield. Look at that shield. And this is also absolutely fantastic. I mean, look at these legendary pauldrons and stuff like that. Obviously, as I've said before, I'm not probably going to be using this kind of stuff because while it is kind of lore accurate for them, to, you know, for orcs specifically, to scavenge gear and to use it and all that stuff from enemies, I'm just not going to do that right now. We've got some pretty nice stuff as it is. Oh, wow. Okay, Galadriel's running around with some insect. Wait a minute. Yeah, Celeborn and Galadriel, they are running around with literal almost 1,000. Well, Galadriel definitely has 1,000, and the other guy has 900. Yeah, and he's chasing us right now. That actually could spell doom for us. Oh dear. Okay. Oh dear, this is bad. Okay, yeah, this is very bad. We're gonna have to try to get away from this. Because we cannot go in here. There is no way we will be able to do this. So we're going to have to get away. There we go. Let's do it. We got 11 skill points in tactics. I feel like that's not particularly good. Yeah, let's actually have a look here. Wait a minute. Are we having a herding problem? No, we're not having a herding problem. They are also slowed at the moment, so this is absolutely fine. We can now make our way out of here. Kind of unfortunate, actually. Kind of unfortunate that we had to do that. But what we can now do is we're just going to disband the army. And we're just going to see what happens, really, because we are pretty close. Well, I wouldn't say we're pretty close, but we're kind of close to Gundabad. So I'm actually going to go back there, and we're going to try to do a little bit of recruiting. Alright, so here we are at Lothlorien itself, and I don't know, I've got to say this, I'm going to admit this right now, I have no idea where Galadriel or Celeborn are. However, they're not here, so this is actually pretty good. This means that we should technically be able to do this without too many issues, hopefully. Yeah, let's see, rear guard, I think, but yeah, we'll probably take that. But yeah, we have this guy, Zorga, and he is actually coming in here and attempting to take the town. They actually started the siege without me, because I didn't even realize they were here. So it took me a little bit of time to get back here. I was waiting nearby because I did think that Gundabad or maybe even someone else, one of the other factions, would actually come over here and try to do something. Because let's face it, we don't have anyone else to kill, do we? So it's probably going to be a good idea for us to try and make sure that this works. Ooh, we might have a... yes. I was going to say, we might have a bit of a problem here because they still have some of the catapults. So I'm not a big fan of that. Oh, yeah, we've even got a siege ladder. Oh, dear. Okay, this is actually going to be much more painful than I thought. Yeah, this is going to be kind of harsh. Let's actually see. Anyone here? No, there's barely anyone here. If I get shot in the face right now, that would be quite, very, very funny, actually. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that actually happens. Nice damage. Let's see. Nice damage. There we go. That's kind of what I'm talking about when it comes to the spear. It's such a fun. It's just such a fun weapon because it works. It just works, you know. It's like a whole, you know, crazy cool thing right here. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. And nice. Get that guy out of the way. These guys are obviously, we haven't really fought them before because these are Rivendell. Whoa. Okay. A little bit problematic with the amount of bows that are being used right... Oh. Yep. Okay. A little bit of a problem right there, but I think we should be fine. I mean, let's face it, we have a significant amount of troops, right? We have a massive amount of troops, so I can only hope that our forces are going to be able to overwhelm them. Unfortunately, the amount of catapults that are literally destroying so many of us right now, this is actually kind of insane. I should, you know what? I should leave. I think I may have actually sabotaged. I think I may have sabotaged our enemy forces here. I am going to go in for the auto-resolve. I think I am actually just going to auto-resolve this. Because I do want to get a little bit of HP back. There we go. There's the victory. We did end up losing. Well, we didn't lose that much at all. Or actually, wait a minute. I'm on the other side. Never mind. For some reason, why was I looking on this side? I don't know why, but yeah. Anyway, we were able to achieve victory there, of course. And I will take all the prisoners because I'm going to sell most of those, of course. We are right in the tavern here, or should we say right in the town. And yes, should be pretty easy for us to do that. Actually, do we have any people that we want to execute? Yeah, we got one guy. Can I execute him here? Yes, I can. Okay, that's great. Yeah, so as you can see, his house was now lost. That's great. And now we can just ransom the rest for 11,000, which is extremely, extremely good. We also have some dwarves right here. As you can see, we have a dwarf companion. Obviously, I'm not going to take that. I'm a little bit worried about dwarves causing crashes and stuff, so I'm not going to do that right now. We are going to sell a bunch of extra things here, though, of course. There we go. Another 41,000 for us. And now we can literally just wait here for some time, because look at this. Our guys just basically ignored the two castles. They just ignored them. And I'm very surprised at that, because I don't know where Galadriel or Celeborn went. But yes, it's a very, very strange turn of events, because I thought to myself, they're definitely... Yeah, as you can see, there's Galadhon here. He has some pretty crazy units. I'm a bit worried about that, so I'm probably not going to be doing anything with it. I'm going to just spend some... Wow, look at that. 13 skill points in charm. It's absolutely crazy. But yeah, they have massive amounts of notables in this particular town. I'm actually going to stay here. I think I might actually stay here. Let's actually just see. How many notables do they actually... Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of notables right there. Massive amounts. Okay, so literally all I have to do is just press once and then I'm back up to full strength. You see how insane that is? Yeah, it's because they got so many notables. Okay, so the question now is, yeah, they're immediately going and attempting to besiege that castle over there, which, well, I don't blame them. I don't blame them. They've got a very, very nice army and they are very, very much ready to go in and attack pretty much anything that they can, and they're most likely going to win. So let's take a look at the rest of the map here first of all, because obviously this is going to be done. You know, we're basically done here, and we do have, as you see here, Mordor is now moving on to other fiefs in Gondor, and it is just a matter of time, in my opinion. It is very much just a matter of time before this actually falls before them as well. But I'm actually really I'm kind of weirded out. Where is Galadriel? Where is Galadriel? She's not here for some reason. I'm a little bit perplexed as to why that is. I'm actually going to start the siege myself on this place. just to give them a bit of a head start. Ah, never mind. Galadhon is actually coming over here. I need to be very careful about these guys, because they're actually... Wait. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Alright, this might be a problem. Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea what kinds of units these are. Let's have a look. Elenath. Okay, let's have a look. Okay. Oh! Okay, how many of these Rohan ones do they have? 25? I don't think that's too bad. Do you think that's too bad? I don't think so. I think that should be fine. So we're going to go in. We're actually going to go in and fight this guy. If I get defeated, then that's just how it's going to be. I'm kind of just trying things out right now anyway, because it's kind of fun to see what we can do. And how many do they have? 27. Okay. That shouldn't be too bad, right? How many archers do we have? 20. Oh, okay. We actually have 20. Interesting. Not sure where they came from, but okay. Yeah, we've got to be a little bit careful of these guys. They're probably going to couch lance me or something like that anyway. I wouldn't be surprised. Whoa, are they really? Wait a minute. Okay, I'm going to have to actually tell these guys to charge it straight away. Oh, I really wanted that nice assassination right there. That would have been amazing. But unfortunately, I got a little bit unlucky with my angle of attack. Really needed to make sure we were hitting the exact right spot from behind right there. Unfortunately, we just didn't have enough thrust. That was it. Because I could have destroyed his shield, potentially. You know, that would have been very nice. But yeah, you could see here that the enemy is actually very, very strong right now. We are... Are we winning? Are we actually winning this? I think we are. Surprisingly. Yeah, no, we are definitely winning this. Oh, nice hit. There we go. We finally thrust into the enemy lord right there, and he has definitely not enjoyed that. I'm gonna say it right now. He's definitely not enjoyed that. I did, though, obviously, and yeah, you probably did too. I mean, obviously, let's face it. Elves, they're very, very dangerous if you let them do what they want to do, which is obviously to use their bows and stuff like that. But thankfully, we didn't seem to really be in a situation where these enemies had a significant amount of archers. They didn't seem to have any archers at all. So there you go, 77 renown for us right there, and 100 influence. Very nice for such a small battle, but we did end up taking 36 casualties, which is quite, yeah, it's pretty dramatic, you know? Pretty dramatic amount, and I'm going to take all the prisoners. Might as well take all the prisoners, because I am going to be heading back to the nearby town anyway. And look at the amount of extreme cost of loot that they have available here. I could literally sell this stuff for thousands, well, almost hundreds of thousands. Probably hundreds of thousands, actually, now that I think about it. But yeah, we're going to go back to the town. And I'm going to just recruit some more people as well. That's the wonderful thing about these elven towns. They just have so many notables. Look at this. Look at this. I have 279. 279. I could literally recruit all of these guys if I wanted to. And that just goes to show that's the reason, in my opinion, why Galadhon was able to have so many troops at once. Because she was just purely capable of recruiting from these notables, and that source was so rich that it was just providing her with so much benefit. Absolutely crazy. Okay, so there you go. That was very nicely done. Let's actually see here. I need to execute this guy. There we go. Execute him straight away. And then we can also do a little bit of a ransom there with these guys. Get a little bit more roguery skill, even though I don't really care about roguery skill in any way. Doesn't really matter to us, does it? And as you can see, they have now taken this castle as well. Where is Galadhon? Or where is she? Because she is not defending. And I don't know where Celeborn is either. I'm going to just give them a head start, like I said. And as you can see, there they come. There it is. And yeah, we can now vote for the owner and all that stuff. But yeah, I don't think it's really going to be going to anyone specific. Yeah, all these guys have massive amounts of relation with us now, so I don't really need to spend any influence to boost that up any further. We may in fact be able to institute one of these policies now. I'm thinking maybe forgiveness of debts, we should try to propose it, but I highly doubt that that's going to make any difference. You know what's really funny, by the way? These guys, right, the vassals of Gundabad, they actually instituted a policy that decreases loyalty, if you can believe that. And I am just gobsmacked by the utter audacity, really. Gonna go in for the auto-resolve here.
Good to see you.
And there it is. There's the victory for us. And I believe that is indeed another faction that has fallen before Gundabad. I gotta say, I feel like Gundabad has done so much damage to other factions, because if we just think about a tally of how much score we have in comparison to the other factions in the game, because if you think about, yeah, of course, okay, fine, you know, Mordor does have a much larger opponent to deal with in regards to Gondor, I guess, to a certain degree. I mean, maybe not actually, because if you think about it, they had to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They've taken 6 towns so far. And if you think about how many we've taken, because obviously, I mean, let's face it, Gundabad did most of the heavy lifting themselves, but if you take a look here, how many do they actually have? I mean, they had to deal with elves at the same time too. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16, technically. So 16 in comparison to 6 or 7? 6, 7? I'm actually not entirely sure, but yeah, maybe something like that. But yeah, I don't know. That feels to me like Gundabad is doing a lot of the heavy lifting in Middle-earth at the moment. I mean, to be fair, I do think Dol Guldur has maybe a bit more, I don't know, a bit more to do here. I mean, the funny thing is they also have Isengard, you see. I don't know, it feels like the Forces of Evil do have a much greater ability to eliminate people because they just have so many, well, let's just say, you know, they have so many more factions to really do that with. And there it is. So I'm going to abstain from that vote as well. And I believe that's it. Yeah, I think that's probably it for the series, because we've now eliminated yet more factions. And, well, as you see, the Gondorians are pretty much done. And we also have this elven faction. No doubt they are going to be eliminated relatively simply as well. Shouldn't be too bad at all, because you could see here we do have a literal army running around with, what, 1,500 troops. And we also have another one running around with, like, what, 900, 800? Yeah. So, yeah, doing very, very nicely right there. And otherwise, I believe that's going to be it for the series. Thank you very much for joining me throughout the journey. And I'm gonna you know, actually think about what kind of new series we're gonna do. As I said earlier in the episode, I was thinking of doing dwarves because, as I said in an earlier episode, I actually did play a custom battle with a dwarven faction, and they looked really fun. You know, they actually looked really, really fun. But if they're gonna crash for us, I don't really want to do that, because then that's gonna, yeah, create some issues. So I'm not too sure what we're gonna do next. But otherwise, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.